Dear learners, welcome to ODL Kerala. Nowadays, we are doing videos in ODL Kerala on research methodology. Some more videos we have to do on that, otherwise we cannot complete all the necessary points of the master degree learners. Now, we can focus on the types of research. Do you remember what all things we were discussing in the previous classes? In the previous videos, we were discussing about the introduction to research methodology. In the second video, we were discussing about the qualities of a good research. Now, we can sum up, we can discuss on the types of research. Mainly, we can classify research into four. Different types of researches are there. The basic classification of types of research, let us see. The first one is basic research or pure research. Second is applied research. The third category comes as quantitative research. And the next one is, that means fourth is qualitative research. You carefully listen the nomenclature. Here, pure research or basic research. It means the researcher is going to find out some new theories or some new inventions are coming there on the basis of the research done. For example, you know that Newton's theories, quantum theories, like that a lot of principles and basic theories in our science and in all field of knowledge. So, the knowledge creating basic theories are developed by basic researchers. That is what pure research or basic research. Secondly, when we are applying this basic research, means the invented things or the generated theories we are applying in a new field to solve some issues, then we can say the research is applied research. Educational research is an applied research. Social science research is another applied field of research. Like that, the theory found out once by pure researchers are being applied for the solution of some other field essentialities. In all subjects, disciplines, we can apply the research. That is called applied research. Educational researchers are very apt example for that. And in all disciplines, applied researchers are used by the learners or the students. Students are not doing any pure research or basic research at the time of their learning or as the part of their programs. The third category research comes quantitative research. Quantitative means something measurable. If we are doing a research in a measurable manner, or we can represent the data analysis all in a quantitative manner by using digits, numbers. We are measuring something and finding out the results of the research. That type of researches are called quantitative. Then qualitative research. Qualitative research is not quantitative. So it is not in a quantitative manner. Different from the quantitative research. How qualitative research works in the field of education or in any field of research. You think quantitative research is developed or processed on quantitative manner. But if we are analyzing the data or finding out the results of the study through qualitative approach, that is what qualitative research. You don't think that all these four categories are divided or categorized on the basis of the same procedure. No. That means what I am going to tell is, on the basis of the purpose of the research, the first two categories comes. That is pure research and applied research. But on the basis of the process or our approach, quantitative and qualitative researches are classified as such. So these categories are on different bases. The first two are on the basis of the purpose of research and the second two are on the basis of the process or approach. You got it now? Okay. Now, let us have a look on furthermore categories of research or types of research. Have you heard of historical research? Have you heard of descriptive research? Like that, experimental research, quasi-experimental research. So, many kinds of researches are there. Please look on the slide. A figure is given there. On that figure, on the basis of different categories, how many types of researches are coming? Have a look, please. See, the central portion indicates the types of research methodologies. Around that, in red color, qualitative research, research by practitioners, and quantitative research. And further, again it is classified into historical research, ethnographic, narrative research, phenomenological research, grounded theory, case study, like that one category. Again, content analysis, experimental research, quasi-experimental research, then action research, correlational research, single subject research, and causal comparative research. If you keenly observe the terminologies given here, you can understand. By historical research, what do you mean? Means research, historical research, if we are going to study some previous things or historical matters, that is historical research. Like that, ethnographic research, some narrative, especially in literature and all, narrative description is done and narrative research is there. Like that, if we are assessing some particular phenomena, we are focusing on the research methodology, phenomenological research. You know, in qualitative analysis, one of the major research, that is case study. The researcher is trying to study a particular case, a particular topic of a case. For example, if you are doing a research in education, one gifted student or one problematic student is there in a school, or if you are conducting a study on a particular case without going for many sample, a big population, nothing will be there. We are focusing on a particular case. Like that, students can do studies on literature contents or some other discourses for content analysis. Experimental researches are there. Mostly survey results and experimental researches are done by social science students in open distance learning, because ODL learners are very much comfortable with survey studies. They can take the data freely, comfortably from the field using particular or apt tools. So, survey researches are there. But in experimental research, in a controlled manner, in a controlled condition, learners have to do the experiments. Sometimes it may be in the field, sometimes the experiment is done in lab. So, that is more scientific, systematic, and accurate. So, this experimental research is normally not taken by master degree learners, but for MPhil, PhD, it is very nicely students can do the experimental research by utilizing their time in small researches, especially in master degree level and bachelor degree level. Research is to teach the learners research methodology. So they are not getting sufficient time for doing a very big experiment. So usually students are taking survey researches. And in professional field, professionals are always using action research for immediate solution of some problems. Especially in schools or in education institutions, teachers conduct researches for immediate solution of the learners. If one problematic student is there in a classroom, and the teacher has to find out the reason for that, the cases behind that, and there itself the teacher will find out the solution for the case. That type of researches we call as action research. So action research is not a long-term research. So, immediately conducting research for immediate purposes. Thus, we can say a lot of types of researches are there. Now, we can focus on survey research as majority of the leaders are taking survey research in their studies. Survey research is how we are conducting or in which way we are conducting survey research. So we have to focus on the steps of survey research. What are the steps for survey research? The first step is identifying the topic. For any research, at first we are focusing on a particular topic. Immediately after that, in the topic itself, we can understand that what type of research we are going to do. For example, if you are telling that you are going to find out the effectiveness of, we are not saying that we are going to find out like that, no. The effectiveness of something you are writing as title. Only experiments can find out the impact or effect of anything. I will tell you one example for a survey study. A lot of survey studies are there, but for example, or for discussing or for applying the other steps of survey research, I am going to tell you one title. You listen. A study on awareness of drug abuse and alcoholism among higher secondary school students. Once again, I will tell you awareness on drug abuse and alcoholism among higher secondary school children or higher secondary school students. What do you think about it? Definitely you may think that we are going to conduct a survey study because we are going to do a survey on the awareness of the students. From here, from the title, again we can come to a conclusion that we are going to conduct a study among higher secondary school students. So, what do you got from this? What did you understand? You understood that we are going to conduct a study among the higher secondary school students. We can be more specific by reframing the title as the higher secondary school students in Kerala. So, a person who is assessing the title for approval will understand that you are going to conduct a study in research, the study in survey method, and the population will be the higher secondary school students of Kerala, and at the same time they will understand what is the objective of you. You are going to find out the awareness of these students on drug abuse and alcoholism. So what all things you have found out here? That is what I am going to tell you. First step is identifying a problem, framing a title. Second one is determining the objective of that research study. So you have determined the objective to find out the awareness of higher secondary school students on drug abuse and alcoholism. That is what the objective. So in that, on which again we can do some deep analysis and deep research that will be the subsidiary objectives, but the main objective for understanding. The main objective, we can say that for your understanding, the main objective we can say that to find out the awareness on drug abuse and alcoholism, or to find out the awareness of higher secondary school students of Kerala on drug abuse and alcoholism. You got it, no? So that is what the second step, determine the objective. Third step, decide the population and fix the sample. Already we have told that the population is higher secondary school students of Kerala. And sample. What about sample? It's sure nobody can conduct the study on the whole population, because we are not going to do a population study. We are going to do a sample study only. So you have to limit the population by selecting apt sample. Apt sample means we are going to study the higher secondary schools of the whole Kerala. but it is not possible. So what we are going to do? We have to do the correct sample or the intersection of the total higher secondary students of Kerala by finding out the correct sample with all peculiarities of the types of schools, the types of students, like that. So you have to adopt suitable techniques of sampling at the time of deciding the sample. That sampling techniques we will discuss later. A lot of sampling techniques are there. We will discuss later. As the next step, design technique and select the tool. So now you have decided your topic. You have taken decision on objective. Then what you have done? You have decided the population and you fixed the sample. Now what technique has to be adopted to find out? What technique has to be adopted to collect the data? And what tool is to be used? Technique and tool both are different. Survey is a technique, but the questionnaire used for survey is tool. That's the difference between both. So select the technique, design the technique and select the tool. Mainly we are using two types of tools, that is questionnaire and interview. So we have decided it, then administer the tool. If you are preparing a questionnaire or if you are conducting an interview, do it. That is what administering the tool. The next step is collecting the data. So by administering tool means collecting data. Then the collected data you have to arrange in a systematic manner, in an order. Sometimes we have to convert the data into quantitative manner. If we are conducting a quantitative study, we have to convert the data collected in a quantitative manner for statistical processes. So then that is what arranging the data. The arranged data can be analyzed using apt statistical techniques. Then the quantitative research or the qualitative research now ready for interpretation of the results. On the basis of the results, the researcher can finalize the research report. So these are the steps in survey research. First one is identifying the problem, means framing the title, then designing the objective, then deciding the population and sample, then research technique and tool, then administering the tool means collecting the data, then arranging the data, then processing the data using apt statistical technique, then on the basis of the analysis and interpretation we are finalizing the research report. So in one step, just for telling about the steps of survey research, I have quickly concluded all these things, but in detailed manner. Again we have to focus on each terminology that we will discuss in the later classes. So again we have topics on objective, hypothesis, tool, sample, statistical analysis, interpretation and final write-up of the research report. In that a lot of subtopics are there, like that on variable also we have to discuss. So many things are there before us, but briefly on a particular viewpoint of making you ready to face the YOC or to prepare your research report within the limited time. I am trying to simplify the research methodology for the distance learners especially, but any student who is engaged with research can join the classes and hear it. Today I am concluding here and inviting all of you to this ODL Kerala YouTube channel. Please subscribe the channel, press the bell icon to get the notification of the uploading of new video. Once again, thank you all.